Hi guys, Chef Michael here in my home kitchen. I'm here with my son, Nico. Say hi.
Hi.
Hi. He's a real talkative one, Nico is. Appreciate you. And you know what else I appreciate you?
What?
You're a heck of a snacker. You like to
Why?
snack. He's our snacker in the family. And so I've got some fresh beef that I want to take advantage of for later on. So it's a fresh cut of top round that I want to make into a nutritious snack for later. That would be beef jerky. Let's show you how to do a classic beef jerky. First of all, we're going to take this very lean top round cut and I'm going to put it in the freezer so it gets a little more firm so we can slice super thin. Let's get it started. Now while the beef is in the freezer getting a little firm, let's go ahead and make our marinade for it, Nico.
Okay.
So we need a half cup of soy sauce. The three main ingredients to a classic beef jerky are these ingredients. So soy sauce, brown sugar, and Worcestershire. So Nico's gonna go ahead and put a half cup in there. You want to pour?
Okay.
Okay. Half cup, fantastic. And we need to measure 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. Do that. I've got a couple substitutions on our recipe here. This is available at certifiedangusbeef.com for the classic beef jerky. I like a little more Worcestershire than our recipe calls for. Our recipe calls for 2 tablespoons. I'm just gonna bump it up a little more so it has a little more presence. 3 tablespoons of this also. So you got 3 tablespoons of sugar, right?
Yep.
So now 3 of the Worcestershire. He's perfect. This is a great time to engage kids on measuring. It's a great way to do it. We're also going to test his knife skills later. Does that sound good? You up for that? Now, a teaspoon of each of the spice ingredients. So the core ingredients, the sugar, Worcestershire, soy sauce, right? And then spice ingredients. Get crazy with this if you want. Some kind of heat component we think is important. A little bit of balance of heat with some of the sweetness of the sugar. So a teaspoon of each. Black pepper. That's good. We like pepper, right? Red pepper flakes. Really, this is about the marinade. It's going to hang on and be part of the beef as it marinates. And garlic salt is what our recipe calls for, but I have garlic powder. So Nico, let's do less than a teaspoon that it calls for on garlic salt, and do a half. You can use, yeah, perfect. Half teaspoon of garlic powder. Make it onion powder, make it whatever you really want. Sound good? Let's mix this up. And then we'll get the beef cut and marinate it. With a chance to have extra time in the kitchen, we're working on a little bit of skills in the kitchen with our boys. So Nico is working on his knife skills, and this is a perfect opportunity. We have this lean cut, the top round that we're working on with our jerky, and we're gonna slice it super thin and add the marinade to it, all right? So what we're gonna do is choke up on the knife. We talked about that, right? Choke up on the knife and then slice pretty much as thin as you can do, Nico, about an 1/8 inch thick.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not gonna be perfect, and that's okay. And you might have to saw maybe once or twice through. So I'll show you one more time, about an 1/8 inch thick. Careful of these fingers, they have to be more of a claw, otherwise the knife will find them and cut your tips off.
Okay.
And just slide it back. If you don't cut all the way through like that, come back another time when you're good, okay? Give that a shot, and I'll coach you a little bit if you need it. Nice and thin as you can. Good, now kind of ride the knife back without your fingertips being close. And we'll have pieces to go here. Now we'll just get coated in the marinade. If you have a Ziploc bag, I would do that. I just don't have one large enough to put all this meat in. So instead I'm putting it in a container that I can get all the marinade all over the cuts, and then I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator overnight. Now that I've got the beef out of the refrigerator, it's marinated overnight, I'm gonna pour off the excess marinade. I'm gonna throw that marinade away. Preheat my oven to 175 degrees. Pat all these dry, and put them on a sheet tray to lay them out. So just pat the excess marinade dry, and then we'll lay them on sheet trays. So I'm gonna get my son Nico to help me with that. So we've had it in the oven for about 2 hours, and I want to back up and explain why I put it on these mats. Our recipe on our website for the classic beef jerky, and for any beef jerky for that matter, in the oven technique, is to put it on a rack in the sheet tray and then put the raw pieces that are marinated there. But I felt like they would have kind of done this and kind of fallen into the cracks because this isn't really a tight weave. But if you go halfway, we can get it kind of dried up and firm enough so it can now be on the rack, so you have air circulation all around being the goal. We got them dried enough, so now we can get them on the rack. The other thing I struggled with is my oven is a gas oven, and I had a hard time kind of keeping it at that low 175. Those of you that have dehydrators, we have your technique on our recipe also. But with a gas oven, it was more of a struggle. I was peaking at 225, so I had to kind of balance between kind of opening and keeping my oven open a little bit for some time, so I could keep it on average about 200 degrees, a little hotter than I would have liked. But those of you with an electric oven, you're good to go. So let's go ahead and transfer those, Nico. Well, with about an hour and a half in the oven, our pieces of jerky got completely dry all the way around, so they're perfect consistency. What you want is like a leather consistency, so these are ideal. So we'll go ahead and bag these up. Classic beef jerky. Other ingredients could be used for this, of course. You can explore with creativity, as did our chef Gavin Pinto at Certified Angus Beef. So check out those recipes at certifiedangusbeef.com. So thanks so much for joining us in the home kitchen here, and we'll see you again soon, I hope.